Kaizer Chiefs will not lose all their 6 points due to failure to honor the games between, or the game between Golden Arrows and Kaizer Chiefs, and also Captain City versus Kaizer Chiefs, or Kaizer Chiefs versus Captain City. But before we get into more details, guys, thank you for subscribing. I do see. Thank you for watching my videos, and I do appreciate it, and it is visible. Thank you for supporting this YouTube channel. And back to the video, guys. Now, I've seen an article from Daily Sport, meaning it is Daily Sun, but under the sport department. They said that Kaizer Chiefs will be charged by the rules, and there will be, the case will be, they've brought the PSL into dispute, they've brought FIFA into dispute, they've brought CAF into dispute, they've also brought FIFA into dispute. In other words, they have dishonored all the stakeholders that are involved with soccer. But as I was reading the article, I was trying to see the reasons. They seems to reason from the angle that Kaizer Chiefs did not pitch up. You know what I'm saying? Which is, yes, it happened. But in my previous video, I've mentioned this, that the PSL does its work in the country called South Africa. The country called South Africa has a constitution, and the constitution will not, and I repeat, it will not just be a constitution just because FIFA that does things independent. We fail to understand the independence of FIFA and the subjectivity of FIFA to each and every country. It was the same FIFA that wrote to all football federations, and the FIFA letter said, please comply to your country's COVID-19 regulation. Hey, people, let me repeat this statement. It was FIFA, the highest governing body, who wrote into all football federation and said, very interesting, please comply with your country's rules and regulation concerning COVID-19. Now, let me remind you what the PSL do. The PSL, remember when the curfew, when the curfew was from 9 until 4 a.m., it was the same PSL who postponed their matches, in fact, who cancelled matches that were to play after 8. They said no match, there's no match that should play at that time in respect to the COVID-19 regulation. So we saw FIFA writing a letter to Football Federation. We saw PSL complying to the regulation written or prescribed by the South African government. Very interestingly, people are quoting the fact that Kaizer Chiefs signed the fact that this thing, I don't know what's that thing where they agreed that they will try to play. But remember, I said to you guys, the constitution of this country says the right to life precedes the right to property. And I said, this means if you go into a firearm training school, you obtain your legal firearm, then in your house, one day, sitting there, and then a thief breaks in. But if the thief does not have a dangerous weapon in his hands, you cannot shoot that thief. So meaning, you can see that thief breaking into your car, you have no right to take his life. So you see the principle of the law. The right to life precedes the right to precedes the right over property, or the right to property. The right to life precedes the right to play football. That's simple, guys. So I don't know Hey, okay, but nevertheless, people have are free and are entitled to their opinion. But I am saying to you, based on these facts that I've just presented to you, it will be difficult for PSL to actually, even Ivan Kaizer during the press conference, he said it himself that this is a special case. This is the most difficult case they've ever faced, because on the other hand, he said. Tim Sugas said he actually showed them the weakness of whatever they were trying to do at the time, but they did not listen to him. Now they see the exact thing that Tim Sugas said. Now they found themselves in this dilemma. But I can guarantee you again, Kaizer Chiefs is supported by the health department. Their decision not to play is actually supported by the South African government. So it's a matter of now, do you choose to just do away with the South African government just because certain people agreed not to comply? It's a very difficult situation. And I'm telling you, even if PSL were to decide that, okay, we discipline you Kaizer Chiefs will go to the arbitration of sport and appeal them. Should they say good, maybe they lose the case there, then they can even go to the court of the land. And I say, most of lawyers and advocates and everybody, they are saying there is no way you can win this case if it were to go to the normal court. There is no way. So I don't understand then, where is this thing of Kaizer Chiefs losing points coming from? Like, honestly, where is it coming from?